I got real bad sick last night right before I went to bed. I took this medicine and got me tired, but it's Sunday. I didn't work out as much as I wanted to last week because things kept coming up, but I did about 4 or 5 days, but I need to do more than that. Probably, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I was thinking about a guy. He was like, you can't catch every box. When guys say something, I'm starting to realize it means so much more than what it sounds like. So I was sitting there thinking about emissions when I was waking up. How the emissions, it's like different emissions in different chakras within the body. So let's say your base chakra, your root chakra, there's an emission. This emission link up to this emission link up to this allergy, sinuses or something. I don't know why they bother me so early though. This emission link up to your lovers are supposed to come and all that. You might not meet them, but they'll link up. And I just realized something that I probably could kind of somewhat teach the word. All right, I'm gonna have to use my example. Now, I ain't never met my twin, but spiritually we did meet. And spiritually we came together. Once you come together like that, you can't separate. Like, it's hard to separate. Like, my flame, let's say you got 5 cables hooked up to each one of y'all. Well, to one of y'all. 5 cables hooked up to my flame and me, let's just say that. Well, you're still from the same tree, so let's say the flame keep doing stuff against you, keep doing things against you. That could be black magic, hurting you, whatever, descending on their own, and they descending you as well somehow because they descending greatly, and it's almost as if they're trying to detach from you and go to another tree, or detach from you. Let's say you're a crest chakra and go to a root chakra. So, so you got these 5 cables, so they're gonna unhook 4 of them, boom, 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 and they're gonna keep one hooked up to us because we're from the same tree. Then they're gonna take these other 4 cables and they're gonna hook them up to this twin over here. Once that happens, it's gonna stay like that because why? Our frequency of vibration is the same. So I never met her. She can go over here. I can go over here. It don't matter because our frequency of vibration is the same. Well, I'm realizing something in the spiritual. Like they got these boxes over here, and I keep forgetting that everything over here is birthed from over there in the spiritual. So they were like, I keep hearing them say, absorb boxes, absorb this box, absorb that box, and they keep absorbing my twin box. They always mess with her box. She get attacked like I get attacked. And like, cause we in the light mostly, we get attacked a lot, and it's. Let me just use that now, and it's kind of difficult, but you know, I ain't never met her, but I just sit back and look at how she deal with it. She deal with it about like I deal with it, and like, let's say she getting attacked a lot. And they start weighing her down now. And sometimes they break her down and sometimes she folds. But for the most part, she always run back to God. And one thing we both realize is that when we getting attacked, we realize that you gonna go down. Not because you wanna go down. You ain't going down because you want to go down. You still putting up the good fight with God. But you going down because all odds are against you. And that's how it is with God. You gotta sit there and let it go down. You gotta let it go down. You ain't going down, but they taking you down. You know? I think it's in the, what is it? Let me see if I can find, probably can find it. I can't find it. I was just reading it in Psalm 57 or Psalm 56, or it could be Psalm 58 or 59. I can't remember what it said. But it was like, okay, here you go. For they look, they lie and wait for my life. The mighty gather against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sins, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves through no fault of mine. Yeah, okay. At evening they return. They growl like a dog and go all around the city. Indeed, they belch with their mouth, sword are in their lips. For they say, who hears? But you, O Lord, shall laugh at them. You shall have all the nations of derision. I will wait for you, O you his strength. My God of mercy shall come to meet me. So it's like that. It's the same thing. It's go deeper than that somewhere. God shall let me see my desire on my enemies. Okay, so it's right here somewhere in Psalm 59 or Psalm 58. It might be in Psalm 58. But anyway, it tells you how they go. They keep going and keep going, keep going. And you literally just got to wait on God. How you wait on God, you can't descend, man. You can't fold. You can't. You got to sit there and take. What we always tend to do when we getting hit. Run to sin. All of us. We run to sin immediately. That look totally different. What the hell am I around? Look at them jaws. But we run to sin immediately. We start to descending immediately. So I'm over here in the spiritual realm. Like I said, when I go to sleep, it's like I don't even go to sleep. I go right back to work over there in the spiritual realm, like literally. I don't tell them stories really, because y'all gonna be like, there's something going on. I don't tell them stories, but so it's like when they swap these cards out, this card, this flame, we really apocalypse twins. So it's like really, unless the apocalypse really go off, ain't no point in us really being together. So the emissions on this apocalypse twin vehicle is totally different. So the emissions on my twin vehicle is acceptable for this situation at the moment. So I'm watching these just like the boxes over here. Watch this. This gonna blow y'all mind. Huh? This gonna blow y'all mind. Honestly, I hate to utilize this, but it's gonna be the best way to utilize it. I'm gonna utilize people with aggression, anger, aggression, or just aggression. A lot of aggression. Well, your emissions, when they like I'm watching her get attacked. They absorbing her thing and everything. I keep hearing the name Pat. They absorbing her about all the time and stuff. She always getting knocked down. You know, I just sit there and watch it. Like, you know, being a female, I'm looking at her like, I wonder how she deal with it. Sometimes she fold. You know, we all do. So most of the time she's standing up though. She just taking it. But they all attacking. Everybody attacking. Just like me. Everybody attacking. Everybody attacking. That's why I tell people, don't ever give people what they want, because I say that later. But if I can remember, I say it later. So anyway, back to the mission. So they hook us up over here, and you got these emissions. Well, these emissions. So when they hook me up over here, it's like her box sucked me out of my flame box. And you don't even notice it, you know, because you don't see it. But it's almost like y'all already married. You married, really. It's almost like you married in the spiritual. And so her box sucked me out of her box. So how could you feel this if you ain't never met each other and probably won't ever meet each other? Y'all, your emissions gonna absolutely shift out of nowhere. Your emissions gonna shift out of nowhere. You're gonna be more tolerable to things. You're gonna be more humble about stuff. You're gonna be like, a lot of your whole atmosphere gonna shift. It sucks you out of one box and automatically put you in another box, and your whole atmosphere shift. That's why people be coming to you and saying, "Why you acting like this? What you acting like this for?" That's what it is. Your ancestor, the ancestor realm, done literally took you from one box to another box. Took you out of one box and put you in another box. So with that being said, you they upgraded you or descended you. But I can't say the descension part, but they upgraded you. It all depends on the atmosphere also in your environment, your surroundings. If you, let's say I was in Chicago, and let's say Chicago wide open. I ain't really heard nothing bad about Chicago lately, which is good. Good job. It sounds like they're doing better out there. That's good. But I'm sure, things go wrong. But let's just say Chicago, because they call it what, mini Iraq or whatever. Well, then this box will be necessary. And it's like this box will absorb me out of this box. And my atmosphere and myself is going to change accordingly with us being in Chicago. That's amazing. I never knew this. We probably never knew this. So the whole time when you go through these changes in your own personal atmosphere, it's because you done been taken. And you can try this easily with lovers. Easily. Let's say you go from one lover to another lover. You might not even met this lover, but you're on your way to this lover. Well, the spiritual realm gonna put you together with this lover. When you leave this other lover, you got emissions in your base root chakra, which messes with your emotions, your attitude, and I'm getting chills talking about this. Mess with your emotions and your attitude, and you leaving your girl or you leaving your man, and you going to this other person. Y'all ain't got together yet. You ain't really came in contact yet, but you've been talking. Well, your atmosphere inside of yourself is gonna start to change. Don't psych yourself out and thinking I'm changing for this person, because it really ain't even that. Your atmosphere within yourself is actually changing for this other person. So, and it's like ever since she sucked me out of this box, they been tearing her up, boy. Because it's like, hell, like, you ain't going nowhere. We need you to stay over here. And hell, I heard somebody told me that physically 8-9 years ago. They came to me and they said, please don't leave. Something happened and it was a huge mistake. Please don't leave. We really need you here. Something happened. It was a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake. Please don't leave. And we're going to feel. I ain't see that woman no more, though. I don't even know who she was. It was, and then it was a person that died who was trying to come and give me information. He got killed somehow. About 10 years ago, really, I say about 10 years ago. And nobody talked about it. This person was working for somebody. This person was like a CIA or FBI or some kind of, he was something important. I don't know what he was. But I think now, I'm not for sure. But this woman got to me and she was like, please don't leave. She was like, and the way she was trying to talk to me was like, It was almost like she was like, you the real king of the dark, but the one they replace you for, one they replace you for ain't fit to be no king in the dark, and they don't get it. Said something weird. I paid no attention to it. I said, okay. And I think around that time I was at the drug house. I really wasn't paying no attention. I really wasn't paying no attention. I was like, okay, now I know we all high. So we go, you know, just like that. Now I know we all high, so it ain't even no point in worrying about what you talking about. But that's what she said. She said something, and I didn't know. I wasn't going through all this then, you know. But I was going down, but I wasn't going through all this. Next thing you know, 2.5 years later, here I am getting into this situation. I was like, she must have knew I was gonna go through this beforehand. But so it's like I heard a lot of people say after that, don't leave. We need you to basically help us in purgatory, man. Don't leave. It was something bad, I just didn't know what they were talking about. I know now. So it's like she sucked me out of this box. So I'm always thinking, the typical person would always think, somebody coming to get me, somebody, when you finally get over that, but you hear it a lot in the spiritual. When you finally get over that, you hear it a lot in the spiritual. Like myself, I never said I was going to get out of here, but in the spiritual, something I always say, you finna get out of here. You finna get out of here. I never knew what that was. I never said I was going to get out of here. I always knew I had to stay here somehow for so long anyway till a lot of stuff cleared up. So I was like, I don't know where that be coming from. Boom. I saw it when I woke up this morning. It's like something sucked me out of one box and put me in another box. So that's what it was saying. You finna get out of this hell-based purgatory. Let's say that, purgatory. So it's like she sucked me out of this box and sucked me in her box and put me in her box. And my atmosphere changed. And she been getting attacked. But she get the attacks, which is good. We never met, might not ever meet. But if I was to have met her, I would say, you know about the attacks and this and that, how when you falling, you still need to stay with God. Just like what I just read in the Bible, you still got to stay with God. But they going to attack, man. They going to attack big time, especially if you're on God's side. They going to attack with all they got. And you're going to see your enemies grow. You're going to see your enemies blossom. You're going to see your enemies get away with things as you falling. And you're going to be praying and praying and praying. You're going to want to give up. That's the whole key. That's like the trick in it. You're going to want to give up on God. You need to get rid of that admission of thinking right then and there. You just got to keep praying. Like me, I pray. People look for me and get on my knees. And I pray. I done prayed so much. I feel like I'm a walking prayer. I always talk. I talk to God like all day long in my head. Y'all know that already. I'm sure of that. I talk to God all day long. I like father and son stuff all day long. So, and I write to God. All my writing is mainly for God. Me and God been talking about a woman lately. Well, not lately. Me and God was talking about a woman about 4.5 years ago. And we were talking about the perfect woman. So, and we were like, how could you make the perfect woman? Now, that's why I wrote that letter. And I said, I would like to turn the Bible into a woman. Imagine that. Like, the Bible, it got everything in it, bro. Good, bad, ups, down. You know, it's fulfilling. So I was like, what if we made a Bible woman? A woman that talked like Jesus. You know, Jesus can tell you about yourself without cussing or anything. And he's going to break you all the way down. You know, that sword he got in his mouth, right? So I was like, what if we made a Bible, a holy gospel female? And so that's why I wrote that yesterday. But we were talking about 4.5 years ago, though. But, so, and like you make her out of melanin fur, bro. Like literally, that's how me and God, let's start a woman. It might have been 5 or 6 years ago. We brought her out of melanin. And we made her out of melanin. And I got tired. And I just put her to the side. And she's still over there at the side. She just dark melanin. She just looked like melanin. You can just imagine a little stars inside, a little bitty old stars all inside of her. But she just melanin. And she got long hair, you know, it ain't nothing. I never finished. Put it to the side. And she just sit over there. She moving everything, but she just melanin dark. You gotta start out with darkness. You gotta start out with the melanin. You gotta start out with the melanin. And we put all the melanin. I put a lot of melanin and just fill up with melanin. Just fill up with melanin. But it can be any color person, but you gotta start out with melanin. But anyway, so that's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff we be doing, especially if this just call it a dream. So when I woke up in this dream, like when I go to sleep, it seems like I go somewhere else. So when I woke up in this dream, it's like I saw myself being sucked out of one bottle, put into another bottle. So it's like, it don't matter what and it'll go from her box to another box, you know? Like, let's say it's another someone somewhere else. And it's like whoever getting the closest to me, that's who box I'm gonna wind up going to. But you can stay attached to someone to the day you die in one lifetime. Because it's really just about you sharing a belt with this person. Everybody gotta have somebody to share a belt with. You gotta have your opposite somewhere in the world to share this belt with. And sometimes they will detach themselves through a lot of negative journeys. And when they do that, you have to reattach yourself to another flame or twin. That's why they're vitally important. And you just, you know what I'm saying, that belt, you gotta share that belt of information. Like, one of them girls, is like a Karen, I think. Something like a Karen. Somebody called somebody like a Karen. Overly protective a little bit, or don't like too much negativity, even though they may be sometimes involved in. You know, I already know like some of the stuff that these women kind of don't like. And then one of them, I ain't gonna say that one. I can't say the rest of them. But y'all get it though. It's like you go from one box to another box. It's just amazing. Amazing. I forgot what I was gonna tell y'all earlier. I was gonna say, like, when you you'll be amazed who know how to take furniture from you, male or female. My advice to y'all out there, don't just lay down with random people. Because some of y'all got partners and friends out there who literally know your vessel better than you, and they wait for you to gain furniture, and they sleep with you just to take it from you. I never knew that many people knew this, but the people that I've been hearing in the astro talk about this, they are very low vibrational people. And they literally go around. If you know, how can I show this on the physical so you can see it for yourself? If you know that somebody don't want to deal with you until you go off and deal with other people, that's how you know. That's how you know. They furniture harvesting. Because when I heard a girl say, we're going to use her. We're going to let her get her furniture. We're going to take her furniture from her and then take... Because see, when they take the furniture from your, from somebody, they automatically take the furniture from this opposite. That's like, it's somebody in my energy. They call you a Palestinian, but I don't think you're a Palestinian. And it's a Muslim, and I don't think you're a Muslim really. But you just look like, you dress like it, I guess. And it's a girl, you trying to copy, you copied everything about me. And you always be trying to attack. And my answer, I just want y'all to know, my ancestors finna clean y'all up. They cleaning y'all up. They build you up. They build you up. I told y'all, understand, so I can't talk about it 'cause I get in trouble. They take you to the top of the building. They find the finest greatest building, the most remarkable building ever built, the tallest building ever, and they take you up there and let you jump off of it. And you gotta understand, when you the furthest one up and you done did something, yeah, I got him, I'm him, yeah, I took all his stuff, yeah. You also the only one up there everybody can see. In other words, you're gonna be the only one everybody get to see fall. And it's gonna be embarrassing.